Let's find out if you need to go to the film school or not. Like, what do you want to be? There are guys who make videos for YouTube. I call them filmmakers, not necessarily film directors. They make videos for YouTube, shoot it on like themselves. They hold the camera, they edit it themselves. Usually they appear in front of the camera themselves, and like sometimes they make a gear review, sometimes they talk about how to do the video editing. They travel a lot, and from what I have seen, they usually like make some commercials and the music videos, right? And that's like sort of like their lifestyle. Really lots of guys who do that. I think that's amazing. I think it's cool. And there's another world where people make feature films, or like studio feature films, or like indie feature films. And hundreds of people work as crew on those projects. And these are two separate worlds. Where do you want to be? If you want this first thing, like YouTube traveling, vlogging type of lifestyle, like if you want that lifestyle, you don't need film school at all. I think you will be better off by getting like filmmaking courses, I guess, and I think you'll be good. But if you want to be making feature movies, then that's a separate world. And I strongly believe that you do need to go to the film school in order to enter that world, because I don't really see how you can become like a film director just by doing YouTube stuff without learning the proper protocol of how films are made, without learning the proper format of writing a script, without like working as like one crew member or like a screenwriter or something. You know what I mean? Because that's not the same. Like if you just keep making videos on your own, and if you're like really good with your camera, that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have like a ticket to enter this world. Whom do you think you'll enter as a film director or GP or what? Because in order to be working in a bigger productions, you need to know much more than just like your camera, and probably your camera is not the camera people use to make movies. And I don't want to be like gatekeeping the industry. I don't mean to be discouraging to those guys who are making their own stuff. I think that's awesome, and that's what I'm trying to do with this channel too. I'm trying to make my own stuff. What I'm trying to explain to people is that you need to learn like the basic knowledge of film, know like some entry-level jobs. And those are not easy stuff. You don't just come to the film set and start working. Like I have been in so many productions. I am at film school right now. This is my second year in a film school studying filmmaking, and we put so much effort and so much money. Like even this smallest, cheapest student production, it costs like several thousands of dollars. Because we put so much money, we don't want to be wasting time on set with somebody who doesn't know how to slate, who doesn't know how to call slate properly, because that is taking up my time for which I'm paying for like so many people. If you are a filmmaker who has been doing his own stuff and you really want to enter the world of filmmaking where like bigger productions do, you have to have knowledge. If you want to enter in an entry-level jobs, like you can become like G&E, grips and electrics, you can become second ACF script supervisor or stuff like that. I don't know, get a course or like somehow learn those stuff. Film set is very dangerous. Film set is very hectic. Film set is very expensive. So you need to know your shit. Like if you are a grip, you can, if you don't know how to set up C-stand properly, you'll poke someone. If you're a second ACE, like if people get really mad at you because you can't slate right on set, like other people will know that you screwed up and that you will lose, like wasting somebody's time, and you won't get hired again. You know, like you have to learn. If you have a chance, I think you should really consider going to film school. I'm a strong advocate of like traditional academic learning. Many people now, they devaluate how important it is to have a knowledge, before entering or doing something. And like if you don't have a chance to get a degree in a film school, you can always do like 1-year program or 8 weeks program or stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you can like get online courses on directing. You can, but just don't confuse like the filmmaking and like film directing. They're not always the same. Many people assume that film directing means like holding a camera and like running around making really cool slow-mo videos, but it's not. I wish it was. Film directing is actually working with a lot of collaborators, managing a lot of stuff, working with actors and stuff like that. You don't really touch camera unless you want to do a YouTube video like this. I might get some hate because of this video. It might look as if I'm like looking down on those guys who are doing their own stuff. I'm not. I just don't want those guys to lose their time and to think that if they get more expensive and better gear, if they learn how to edit better, like then they will become a film director like this. Maybe yes, maybe not, but without learning, without knowing how to direct films and how those things work, it'll probably take you like really long time on your own. Yeah. Currently, I have been in film school at the New York Film Academy for like 2 years, and when I was back in my country and I was getting ready to come here, I was looking for like directing courses. I think the cheapest course which I found on the internet, it was $1,000, but that's when I understood that there are lots of courses on filmmaking, but there are not enough courses on direct. So I made a guide, Introduction to Directing. I tried to cover there everything I learned at film school on my first semester. It's a knowledge which costs like 15 grand, I think, one semester. I wish I had this type of guide for this kind of price. When I was getting ready to come to film school, it would have definitely made my first semester much easier. So if you want to purchase it, I will leave the link down below. I don't mean to be disrespectful, just LA is super sunny and I really wanted to be here instead of my boring living room. I'm sorry for glasses. Yeah.